Sure, yeah. I guess I'll start with the end of the game. Really proud of how we battled and competed and fought down the stretch of the game. Also probably equally frustrated with how we started the game. I thought we got decent looks, but I also thought that we kind of went back to taking ill-advised early shots, which we know doesn't work for us. And so somehow, some way, we weren't, I don't know, we weren't prepared to execute the offense in the way it needed to be executed. Although, like I said, we did get, pretty good looks early, but it just felt, it felt kind of clunky early on. And then obviously the way that they were getting open looks from three, the combination of a little bit clunky offense and open threes to really high percentage shooters is not going to work, very well against a really good basketball team. But certainly proud of how we competed and fought down the stretch. Lots to learn from this game, and we have to learn it and move on to the next one pretty quick.
Is it something about this team that rushes you into those early shots and those ill-advised shots?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we definitely talk a lot about it, so we need to figure that out, though. Like, why watch the film, and we have a very old group, so we can equally participate in that. Like, why did we take this shot with, I don't know, 23 seconds or whatever, and what could we maybe have gotten? Could we have gotten that shot later in the clock, or so just I don't know. Something we got to figure out.
JR, obviously you guys go down by 20 or like kind of early in the second quarter, and then you rally to cut it to 10, and then they hit the 4 threes kind of late in the first half there.
Yeah.
Obviously you mentioned that the Oregon State is one of the best three-point shooting teams in the conference, but when they're making them at that rate, is it just kind of a little bit like demoralizing at that point?
Totally, especially you battle and compete and get back, you're right back in the game. And then to hit 3 triples in a row is, it takes a lot of work to come back. It takes physical energy, it takes mental energy, to make that run. And so, yeah, that was tough for sure.
Coy, I know you guys didn't like how you played up in Corvallis, and this would meant a lot to you guys. So when you come out like you did frustration settle in early on and kind of allow you guys to get out of your game a little bit?
I mean, yeah, it's frustrating because like we're not hitting shots and they are. We're trying to play our best defense. So, I mean, yeah, it's frustrating, but I want to say like it wasn't nothing OSU did. Like it was all us. Like we prepared a certain way for this game, knowing how we played them in Corvallis, and I don't know. I guess we just didn't execute the game plan as well as we needed to.
Coach, you go on the road for the next 3 games, not only against conference opponents, but against ranked opponents for the next 3 games. What are something you're going to need to see differently that you guys didn't do today to get better results the next 3 games on the road?
I mean, that's nothing new to us. We played a bunch of, road games already in a row and against a bunch of stretches with ranked opponents. So that's not new to us. But I think, just revisiting the film and making sure that, we fix the areas that are fixable. We're, prepared, coaches, players, trainers, everybody's as prepared as, possible for what we're going to see and how we're going to execute against what we're going to see. That's always the answer. Back to the lab, figure out what went wrong and make the changes that need to be changed. It's really not rocket science. It's just being really honest about how each of us, could have been better and then be better. That's really it.
Jalen, at each point of the game, you seemed like you were trying to stop the runs by willing your team to get back in it. How frustrating is it when you can't even will your team to get past this?
I mean, it's just frustrating. You really wanted to win, but I think at the end of the day, like Coy said, we just got to be better and execute better across the board. It's not just one person.
Jalen, you just saw you sitting out there. Did you take this loss harder than some other ones?
I mean, I just want to win, and I think it's just like it's 2 home games left. You want to go out on a good note, so it's just very frustrating when you really want to beat a team who, at their place, like, really took it to us there too. So it's just like, why not come out with a pissed off mentality to get after them, and it just didn't go the way we wanted it to.
JR, after 2 losses to them now, it's natural to kind of point at the matchup, and it felt, especially in the first half, like almost every shot they got was a good one. Is there something about the way that they play or the way that they're built offensively that kind of bothers you guys? The way you guys defend?
I don't know. I don't know what they average, but to hold a really good team to 65 points is, that's that's not a bad thing. That's, pretty good. You should be able to win games if you hold people to 65 points. It's the percentages, 10 for 21 from three, and that those were the daggers, like you spoke about. You get back in, you're right there, and then back to back to back threes, and we just got to look at it and figure out how did they get open? Where did we not communicate? How were we not prepared for that set? They run a million sets. You can't do them all, but was there something we should have prepared for that we didn't? Just again, you just revisit and try to fix it.
74 in the average.
Okay, yeah, so 10 below their average. That's nothing. That's pretty good.
Quay, if you look for a silver lining, about 5 minutes left, you guys are down 22. The subs come in and all of a sudden spark you guys, and you're right back in this game. And was it kind of fun to see that group, get this team back in the game?
Yeah, definitely. We always talk to them about there being no drop off, and I think if anything, they came in and uplifted us and brought needed energy to the bench, and yeah.
Is that something that could carry over when you guys, are in a situation where it's almost like you feel like you're going to lose that point, when the subs come in with 5 minutes left, but you guys rally and make it a game? Is that something that could really help this team going forward?
Yeah, we have a team full of, everybody can hoop on this team, so everybody contributes to the wins and losses, and moving forward, I know that'll be the same. I don't think that, I don't know. I just think they did it and did their jobs.
Jared, obviously the offensive struggles today, you were like the looks you were getting, especially early. Is it just something to kind of move past, especially coming off a game 2 days ago when you scored 90 points, and you know what this team can do offensively? Is that kind of the message for the group after this one?
I think it's really studying the film. What were we seeing here? What were we thinking here? To make sure that we're all totally on the same page, because some of the shots that maybe you might think, that probably wasn't a great shot for us. Do we all understand, or do we all see that? Do we all recognize that? And if so, then let's make sure that we don't take those type of shots, early in the clock or things like that. So again, it just takes the entire program to take a really honest look at what does the film tell us, and what are we going to do to make sure that we don't play like that again.
Coach, they're obviously very good defensively, but Maddie has a huge game the other night. She didn't even get a look at three until a couple minutes left in the game, and then Frida only has 2 all game. Is there something they do with their defense that just takes them out of the game?
Besides playing really tight, I don't think so. They have long players on the perimeter, so they switch a long kid from Frida, the next long kid guards her on, so I think they just play the shooters very tight.
Anything else for coaching players?
Yeah, Kendall left at the last few minutes of the game. Can you just give an update with her?
Yeah, she's fine. Yeah, everybody's pretty banged up. Everybody has ice on one part or another, but she's fine.
No notable injury?
No.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks.